Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, yesterday we built this landing page, sort of rolls down, takes you to the various features and elements. Today we're going to show you how to change this little bullet list into an icon list that's got a bit of animation on it. Really easy to do. So we're going to go from this to something that looks like this with little icons. When you hover over it, it's got a little color changing animation there. No coding involved in this at all today. Really easy to do. So let's get started. I'm going to go back to this page here. I'm going to enable my visual builder. Once enabled, let's go down to where we want to work. Now, of course, you may have a list that you're making that you want to do from scratch. I'm actually going to modify the list I've got here. So we've got a section, got a blue background and that young fella in there. Green tab is for the row it's sitting in, and the dark tab is for a module itself. I'm going to add a new module with a dark button down here with a white cross in it. And to do this today, I'm going to use Divi's fantastic Blurb module, and it really is a great module. We've done a whole video on this module alone. And you can find that in the Divi for Beginners playlist. Okay, it's pop one in there, and a Blurb module comes with an image, a bit of text, and a title there. We're really only going to use the text, but I'm going to change the image for an icon. So I'm going to just save that, hit the little green check mark. Let's take our first line here. For my bullet list, I'm not going to bother with the titles. I'm just going to make all of these bullets into little icon lists. So I'm going to copy the first line there, just left mousing, selecting it, Control C to copy. I'm going to go down to my little Blurb module. I'm going to hit the little cog to go inside it. I'm not going to use a title. I'm going to delete that. Where it's got the content down below, I'm going to select it. I'm going to paste in what I've just copied. Control V to paste. Now it's a bullet list, as you can see there, so I'm going to select it and hit that. So it's just a regular line. I know you can't see it very well there at the moment, but I'll fix that in just a second. Okay, the next thing that we want to do is change this image for an icon. If we roll down just a little bit more, we've got image and icon here. Click on it, use icon. We'll flip this switch from no to yes and choose an icon. I want to use a check mark, so let's just say check. And select whichever one you want. I'm going to use that one. As you can see, it's popped that in there. But of course, I don't want it on the top. I want it on the left-hand side. So we can hit the little paintbrush associated with it, and it'll take us straight to the icon itself. Well, I'm going to make mine green in color. And just down below, image icon placement, I'm going to flip it from top by left-clicking on it to left. As you can see, it's popped it on the left there. Well, let's make this text so we can actually see it. I'm going to hit the little paintbrush associated with it. Take us straight there. I want to make it white in color. I'm going to make it the same size as our text above here, which I believe was 18 pixels. So, body text size, if I roll that up a little bit, you can increment up or you can just type your 18 in there, whichever you like to do. Makes it a bit easier to see. Now that's okay, but I really want this text stretched out for the entire width of the row there. Blurb modules, when you put them in, have a fixed width of 560 or so pixels, and we can change that very easy. Still in the design tab, if we go down to our sizing, there's 550 pix, the fixed width. I'm going to change that to 100 and the percent sign, 100%. So it'll take up 100% of the width of the actual row that it's in. Great. Well, that text, I'd like to sort of align it a bit more with the icon there. Of course, you can make your icon a little bit bigger and smaller if you need to. Still in the design tab, if we click back on the image and icon tab, you can make the image bigger or smaller with icon width here. And if you don't like what you've done, simply select it, delete it. It'll go back to how it was. Great. Well, let's align this text a bit more so it's slightly more central with that. To do that, again, I'm going to click on the little pencil icon associated with it. It's going to take us right there To move it down, I'm going to change the actual line height. Body text line height here. If I take it down, it's going to drop down a little bit. You can increment down if you want to with these. I think 1.8 works for me. Great. Well, now we've got that first one. We just need to sort of duplicate for our other lines here. There's one thing you want to bear in mind. Let's just save this. If we clone this or copy it using the two little squares there, it's got one underneath. Now that's okay, but it's a little far away. I want them a little bit closer than that. So let's go to our original one, the top one. We'll go back into the cog there. I want to go over to design and then spacing. Where it says margin up here on the bottom, I think I used 15 pixels before. I'm just going to put it at 15 and see what it looks like. That's great. Obviously, if you want it more than that, hit the arrows to make it more. Or less than that, make it less. But I think 15 works for me. And while we're in that blurb, I also want to have a hover color happen. To do that, if we go back into the icon itself, we'll just hit that pencil. Here's the icon color, common to all Divi modules. If you hover over the writing, you'll see some little icons appear. If we hover over our icon color there, it's got a little arrow. We've got a desktop mode, that's basically when the mouse is not on it. You're going to leave it as green. If we click on the hover tab here, the one with the arrow, let's make it perhaps orange. Obviously choose whatever colors you want. When you're happy, just flip it back. If you want to slow down or speed up the timing that it takes to go from desktop to hover, you can do that over in advanced transitions. 300 milliseconds is the default. You can make it bigger or smaller by sliding, typing in a value, or incrementing up and down however you like. I'm happy with that. Let's just go back to our design, image and icon. I'm going to flip it back to desktop mode so it's green. Great. So we've got everything working the way we want it on that particular one. Let's just save our changes here. We can delete that one below that we put in there. Now that we've got all the correct spacing and the hover effect in our one here, we can just clone it. We can take our next line, Control C to copy again. We'll go back into this one. Paste it in there. Remember, we want to take that bullet list away. So I'm going to select it, change the bullet list. And we can clone this one again. Now I'm going to rinse and repeat until I've got all of mine. Like I said before, I'm not going to use those titles. I just want the bullet points in mine. So I'll pause this video just while I do that. No point watching me do exactly the same thing over again. Okay, well, I've just put the last one in there, which is absolutely great. Now, with this, we had a title at the top and a button at the bottom. I'm going to cheat. You can obviously put a new title in if you want to with a new module and just add a button module below. But what I'm going to do with mine is I'm going to clone this module. Two little squares to clone it again. I'm going to go into my top one here, and all I'm going to keep is the title, because I've already got my styling and everything on the button and the title there. So I'm going to take all the content, Control A, and just get rid of it like that. And I don't need the button. To get rid of the button, just go into the link below, take that button link away, and the button's gone. Fantastic. And I bet you can guess what we're going to do with our second one here. Let's just save this. Going to delete the title. Going to delete the content. Control A to select all, delete. And we're just left with a button. If I save that now, all I need to do is drag this module using the little cross there. Left click on it, drag it to where you want it, drop it below. And we still got our style title. If you want less space there, we can take a bit of the padding away from the bottom of this features here. Just go into the module itself, over to design and spacing is always where you'll find padding. Padding bottom, see what happens if we put a 0 in. That's grabbed it up quite a bit. I think that's going to work for me. I'm fairly happy with the button. Of course, if you want to scoot these into the middle, you can do so. Just hit the little button associated with the title there, and you can put it where you want it. So let's save our changes, make sure this is all going to work on the front end. Hit the little purple button. Save draft or publish if you're ready. And let's exit the Visual Builder. And we'll roll down to where we were working. Features. And there's our little icon list. When we hover over them, they're going to change color. And that's another little interactive feature to add to your little landing page there. Icon lists really are great. I use them quite a lot on Contact Us sections with address, telephone number, etc. with those little icons. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below. I'll do my best to answer them for you or make a little demo video just like this one. So once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.